Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your boy Clinton Still, and I'm here to talk about the power of faith. So, this video here kind of ties into the video that I released earlier talking about how to sharpen your spiritual discernment. So, when we talk about faith, is we have to understand that we are executing God's will, we are executing His orders, and there's times where you've been obedient, you've been faithfully executing His orders, and so you're wondering, where are my, when are my plants going to sprout? When are my plants going to bear fruit? When is this going to happen? When is this going to happen? And so that's where your faith really gets tested. And then there's various times where your faith gets tested. So first, when I was talking about the video in your spiritual discernment, is your faith will be tested when God stops giving you instructions. So there's going to be times where He's telling you what to do. I mean, this life is an exam, if you will. So the teacher's giving you the answers. The teacher, God's telling you, go there, do this, sow your seed here, so on and so forth. And He's giving you instruction, and you're just working along, and then nothing. And you're like, whoa, what happened to the voice? What happened to, the instruction that I was receiving? See, this is the time when God's testing you. He wants to test your character. Are you going to flip your shit and get upset at Him because He's no longer giving you instruction? Are you going to get frustrated because you don't know what to do, and you're going to use that as an opportunity to rebel against God? Or are you going to stay steadfast and understand that sometimes God checks your heart posture? Because God does do that. Much like any teacher, God gives you tests. There are trials and tribulations that come to your doorstep, and God wants to see how you respond to those. And so that's where the power of faith comes in, is that you have to understand that when God has removed His voice, or if He's throwing a difficult challenge at you, it's part of your process. And the thing is that God truly wants to see you prosperous, but He also wants to make sure that He has your loyalty. And the only way He can do that is by making sure that you're walking by faith. So yes, sometimes He's going to remove His voice, and He wants to see what you do. When you no longer hear His voice, or someone just, effectively giving you the answers, are you going to run to other people and allow them to start controlling you? AKA, are you going to, succumb to, Judas's temptations, and you're going to start following other people's, advice and what you should be doing? Or are you going to start seeking out a stronger connection with Him? See, I can only tell you guys personally that, the times where I don't hear God's voice as much, I start saying, okay, what do I need to do to start getting closer to Him? I've lost Him. I need to start looking for Him. I'm a little bit lost right now, right? And there's no shame in admitting that. Is that happens to people all the time. And the thing about it is that God will stop telling you what to do because He wants to see what you will do when He doesn't give you instruction. And so that is the ultimate test of faith. That is how He tests your loyalty to Him. And so the thing is that He doesn't necessarily need you to do sacrifices, or to, pray to Him in a certain way, or, that's not why the things that you've prayed for are not coming in. Is that, the second thing is that when you walk with faith, is that you understand that God's not a genie. He doesn't just snap His fingers and give you what it is that you want. Instead, God will put different situations in your path that you must conquer before you get to what it is that He's trying to bless you with. See, there is a blessing in every lesson that you have, that you learn. And the thing is that these lessons that you learn, they accumulate. And so ultimately, when you get to the point where you are on trial, there is a test that He puts before you. He wants to know that you are still going to respond in the way that you need to, appropriately, as if you are a child of God, as if you're walking with Him. So, case in point, someone starts speaking to you rudely or upset. And normally, God may tell you, hey, my child, calm down, don't explode on them, right? But the thing is that there's some times where somebody's being rude to you, and He may not pull you back, so to speak, right? But He wants to see what you're going to do if He doesn't pull you back. Are you going to release the pit bull and to go crazy on the person? Or are you going to be chill and understand that that's the behavior that He expects you to be on most of the time? See, when He's giving you instruction, you also need to be writing down what instructions He's giving you, so that you can understand the broader theme of what it is that He's trying to do in your life. So for me, I can tell you that one thing that God has worked on me is patience. And so that's also part of having faith, is that those two go hand in hand. Is that there are lots of times where God has had me develop my patience, and my patience that I have now is much better than the patience I had, even a year ago, right? So the thing is that, every situation that you encounter is a test of your faith. You have to look at it as it's a test of your faith. Are you going to run closer to God when things get difficult, or are you going to abandon ship and, jump onto the next best thing? And so that's what God wants to do. He wants to test your faith. He wants to test your loyalty. He wants to make sure that after he blesses you with these things, that you're still going to be loyal to him, that you understand that he is the one that gives you the power. So that's the power of walking by faith. And, hopefully it's helped, people who may be going through difficult, tough times now. I understand that sometimes the things that you're going through do not make sense, but you do have to put your faith in God, that he is the great orchestrator. He's moving things around for you in your life when you pray for things. If you are moving with a clean heart, I said this in the video before, that when you're praying for things and you know that you're praying with good intent and a clean heart, and there's negativity and things going on, that's your test of faith. That's your opportunity to show up and show God what you're made of. All right, guys. So if this video helped, go ahead and give me a like, thumbs up, whatever it is. But all right, I'll see you guys later.